Good day, everyone. This is something that happened this past Friday while I was babysitting. For a little bit of context, I am 21 years old female, a college student, and have been babysitting since I was 14. I'm not an expert on literally anything. However, over the years, I learned the caution and resilience. At the age 15, I took babysitting classes at our youth center and as well as my female self-defense course. So I babysit at least once a month for this one family. I like them because they pay me more than my usual hourly rates. They have a big house with internet that I can use to do homework. And the two kids are really surprisingly well behaved and compliant. So the two parents have like a monthly ritual of going out around 5 p.m. and returning a little late, around 2 a.m. I'm always offered to sleep in the guest bedroom and stay until the morning. I usually just stay awake and abuse their satellite TV and then leave when they come back. The house is in a nice neighborhood without a whole lot of neighbors, very quiet. Also, their house is armed with an alarm system that I have the code to and can arm and disarm it through my phone. That will be relevant in a little while. So I always take them for pizza at this place that has like an arcade. I do this so that they tire themselves out and go to bed early. Plus, the little girl that I babysit is also on a mission to win a family of stuffed animals from the prize store. So I would be the world's first babysitters if I did not guide her in that pursuit. If anyone's maybe wondering, for whatever reason, after Friday night, she only needs the daddy stuffed animal before her collection is complete. Go, girl. After some time, I'm rambling. I was sitting at a table and watching them play in a ball pit while also texting on my phone. This couple came over and sat at the same table as me. It was a long table with parents scattered here and there, so this wasn't alarming. The couple looked normal enough. Both were probably in their mid-20s, possibly a little older. They talked to each other, and then the guy asked me, "Are you the one babysitting Dr. So-so's kid?" So the parents of these children are both doctors, and the specific region that we live in, this would be a common enough information, but I still chose to answer their question with an irrelevant statement. I wonder what they used to make pizza here. Yeah, I know I'm a master of deception. I deserve an Oscar for my performance. However, they seemed to see right through my clever ruse. They started making weird comments. They talked about the kid's parents. They commented on the daughter and how they wondered if she would look as pretty as their mom. Okay, my dudes, I don't know if that was intended to be creepy, but I'm just going to be safe and pretend that I was. Then the woman says to me, and I quote, "Do they really let you dress like that while watching their kids?" She motioned with her eyes towards my shirt, which was admittedly a little tight, though aside from a little bit of a bosom crack. Not revealing. I have a thin frame and a large chest. It's 90 degrees in my region of the US right now. So it's not like I can wear a hoodie and my tits have a crepes and bloods type of relationship with any kind of shirt that has buttons. I saw that was my cue to go and get the kiddos and bring them to get their pizzas so that we can go home. So fast forward a few hours, Both kids were bathed and put to sleep. I delivered a heartwarming rendition of A Goodnight Moon and read a very spooky chapter of The Werewolf of Fever Swamp and tucked them into a dreamland. It was around 9 p.m. I was caught up on homework and was just watching TV when I heard some movement on the porch. I didn't think much of it at first, but the doorknob started to rattle violently. I initially started moving towards the front door to see who it was, but miraculously, I remembered that it was late at night and I was home alone with two kids and I very much wanted to live. I turned around to grab my purse, which is where I keep my taser. As I'm moving, the back door started to rattle as well and was accompanied by some banging noises. That's when I remembered that I had not enabled the alarm system after returning. Now, if this was a horror movie scenario, of course the alarm would not have worked and the intruders would have made their way inside. I hate to disappoint you if you were expecting something more exciting, but I enabled it again quite easily with no incident. I ran upstairs and grabbed the two kids and put them in their parents' room in the walk-in closet. I still hate that I scared them. When I gathered them up, I gave no context as to what was going on. I did not want them to know that someone is trying to break into the house, but in the process, the fear of not knowing seemed to be the worst. I instructed them to stay in there and stay quiet, and only to open the door if they hear me talking to them. I then locked the room, which is only the door on the upstairs floor that locks. I sat there with my taser out and hit the panic button on the phone app. Several minutes went by and then I got the notification through the app that the alarm system was disabled. I planned on calling 911, even though the panic button was already took care of that. But I found it more beneficial to arm it back. Then I disarmed again, so armed it again. Then it disarmed once again, so I armed it once again. By this time I could hear what sounded like two sets of footsteps walking upstairs. Good job, girl, you locked yourself inside with two potential assailants. I was holding it together for the sake of the kids, but not deep inside. I was scared to death. When I heard the footsteps get nearby the door, I saw the knob twisting and took the deep breath and pulled the trigger on my taser, just to let them know I was armed, though it realistically wouldn't do much good. I informed them through the door that the alarm was triggered and the police were on their way. Thankfully, I was greeted by a familiar voice. It's Doctor this. You are safe now. I opened the door and ran into their arms and started sobbing. I hadn't realized truly until it was over just how scared I really was. The two kids came out without me giving them the okay, but their parents were there, so I let it slide. When I enabled the alarm on my phone, they both got the notification from the place they were at. With the app, you have the option to view the porch camera as well. When they got the notification that the panic button was activated, they saw the camera that there were people on each side of the house, one man, one woman. When the alarm kept disarming, that was them trying to get into the house. Police report was filed by them and gave a statement mentioning the two weirdos that I met earlier that day, even though there was really no evidence that would directly point to them. Camera footage did not give any positive face IDs either. So yeah, I was scared. I'm getting it over now. I'm just grateful that the couple that I was babysitting for were close enough to make it to me. I hate to say it, but I find the police response time to be terrible. I am currently back in my own apartment an hour away. I checked in once to see how the kids were doing, and they were holding up fine. I'm just glad they had proper protection in their home and that this did not end up to be any worse.